June inflation ticked up 0.3% month over month, bringing the annual rate to 2.7%. This is right in line with economists' expectations. Shelter costs were the big driving factor. Medical, car insurance, personal care, education expenses also went up. Now, on the flip side, airfare, the cost of buying a car, and clothing prices dropped, offering some relief to consumers. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy, cooled slightly. That's a positive sign. And economists are closely still watching the impacts of President Trump's tariffs. So far, no sign of the runaway inflation we had under Biden, despite all the doomsday warnings from the mainstream commentators. Meanwhile, the Fed is not budging on interest rates, even after President Trump called for a rate cut to help ease the squeeze on American families. Mindy McIntosh, founder and CEO of McIntosh Associates, joins us now to help us break this all down, help us understand it more. Mindy, welcome back. Good to have you. So it looks like shelter costs, right, mostly rent, are driving inflation right now. Why is that? What's going on here?
Well, when we're seeing these rates aren't being cut, it's continuing to be tricky on a lot of Americans that maybe haven't had quite as bit of a nest egg or as great of income earning. If they're, undergoing or undercovering any still type of student loan debt or credit card debt, it's really hard for them to pay these interest rates when it comes to mortgage loans. Some have balloon payments. We talked to a few folks this week, even wondering, what should they do as they're looking to make a move when we're looking at these 6, 7% interest rates. And even though Trump, was really asking and saying, gosh, we really need to make a change here, stimulate economy, we're just not seeing it. And I think it's going to be here to stay. I don't see it going down anytime soon. I think we're really seeing this pause. So looking to other sectors, even with clients, of where should we be staying steadfast right now? How are we staying steady even in their market or investment accounts, and really just kind of trying to stay the course? If we're not going to see some of these interest rates make as big of a changes as we'd see, then we need to stay with more fixed income, earning this 5-ish%, keeping these folks steady Eddie as we look at other things to come. And I really think that we're going to have to look in even sectors of how is it going to impact them through the rest of the summer, and even some of their travel and food budgets, needless to say as well.
Yeah, the rent squeeze really underscores the bigger goal, the dream of making home ownership attainable. But like you said, those interest rates are just not budging, and that's making it even harder to attain that dream. You don't think they're going to budge anytime soon, even with President Trump's pressure?
Even with his pressure, I don't see that Howell and such are just making some additional changes when we see here. And I also think that from what we're seeing, since we're still seeing like cost of airfare going down, people are able to travel, we're seeing two different sectors of folks. I think those that can afford to, it's maybe not burdening them so much. And then those that are under the crunch, we have to find that segmented guideline of where do we actually make that stall happen so that folks can be home buyers. And then we're not seeing anything release either of just the cost of goods and healthcare. So we have folks too that are continue to go to work every day, looking to try to find a substantial timeline to even save into maybe some future savings or investments, or even looking to retire. And they have other things happening like healthcare costs. And, I just feel like we really need to see this cut to help these middle Americans being able to afford it and just kind of stimulate the economy for themselves, moving on to the next 12-month sector here.
And then how should we think about President Trump's tariffs? I mean, he said that it would cause red hot runaway inflation by now, like we saw under Biden.
We definitely haven't seen that. I know that we need to wait for more to come, but even with some of the different things that we've seen there, I know we have to see this cooling period of what's actually truly going to happen with the tariffs. But on the flip side, we're even seeing these AI chips moving more. We're going to have more opportunity zones even in China, I think, with more of those are going to continue to be made. So I still feel we need to kind of hold steady on what we're looking at to see what will happen with the tariffs, but then just also rotating back with the market responding upward in the upward trends like it has been, rotating back into more onward going market account trends with some folks still keeping some fixed income, but making sure that the analysis of the market continues to ever change so that we can stay evolved in there for our clients. And then even evolving into all the new latest, with we look at interest rates and now we look at everything in this big, beautiful bill, we have to see where they're going to tie together and what changes are going to happen. I truly still feel that we're going to see a lot of changes even between now and the end of the year. So I think that people need to be listening, pay attention, and see what type of additional changes are coming. And I definitely think that we're going to see several changes there, even over the next 60 days or so.
Yeah, you mentioned AI. It's a hot topic right now. Even the president is in Pennsylvania today for that huge AI Tech Innovation Summit. AI chip stocks also jumped after news that President Trump may allow U.S. companies to sell to China again, but on America's terms this time. What does this mean for the broader economy and American workers?
I think that anytime that we can keep things here in America with these jobs, it's going to open more opportunities. It's definitely been, I call it kind of the game changer of what's been happening in the economy, even over the last 6 months with AI. It definitely then has streamlined some folks' work, right? So some businesses have been able to streamline, let's say, their process and services that they're utilizing. Now we're seeing President Trump say, hey, we are going to see more chips be made, but we're going to do this in the US territory. I think that should be an influx of more jobs, keeping things here. And he is trying to stimulate that economy by doing so. I think that'll create more, leading and lagging effects here in the future. And hopefully then it can kind of circulate back into what's truly happening with the housing industry, healthcare, and kind of deflate some of where we're at there currently.
All right, in the meantime, while the economy shifts gears, where is the smart money? Where is the smart investors putting their money?
I really think twofold. So depending on if we're just looking at economy as a whole, interest rates, and really what we're taking a look at as far as inflation, we need to have some fixed income in folks' bucket, right? So we do this 5-pillar approach here at the firm, and we want to make sure that some folks have their steady Eddie, more safe funds in more treasury related type of items, more fixed income, so that we're closer to that 5%. Other folks still, we need to rotate into sectors. AI should be a part, technology, healthcare, and how that diversified inside of their portfolio. And then some of the higher net worth investors can do more strategic funds and variant based funds and using a lot of exchange traded funds to diversify. But even more so than ever with this big, beautiful bill that just passed, I think folks really need to take a look at 2025 and take a look at how tax efficiently are they saving, or even with their withdrawal strategy, and take a look within the bill and utilize to the best of their ability those tax brackets to what they're truly keeping or able to spend this year and in years to come.
Awesome. Mindy McIntosh, founder and CEO of McIntosh Associates. Appreciate your insight as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.